Tell 'em run it all.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Tech Thursday. Tech Thursday. A little late starting out today. We're going to keep it short today because I do have a very long list of conference calls that I need to take today. Unfortunately, not fortunately, it's been very, very busy right now. I don't know how any of your bookings work, but for us, we have two really, really big hotspots, maybe three. But one of them in particular happens to be right in the beginning of January because, we do a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs. During the holiday break, most people don't call. They wait until their kids go back to school, and then they call like crazy. It's been very interesting because, we haven't really tracked, and this is probably something that I will say to most people out there. It's really important to be able to analyze your data, your booking data, your completion percentages, your sales percentages, like all of those things. The analytics are very, very important in how you sell. And one of the things that we noticed after doing serious analysis of our booking data, of everything, we knew it, but we didn't confirm it. We couldn't confirm it. And once we started looking at our data, bookings versus actual revenue that has come in, compared to, new bookings to bookings for the month, all of these things we analyzed. And one of the things we noticed, which we knew, that a lot of people call in the beginning of January. But that's not the big deal. What we found out was not only do people call in January, but one of our highest sales months, means, just money in the door, always happens at the end of January, early February. That's like one of our biggest sales months. Reason being is because all of those people that called in the beginning of the month finally decide that they're going to book. They've signed their contract. They finally sent in their deposits. We get, an uptick in money. Now, this happened because we were able to look at our analytics. And now that we use this program called Calendly for all of our meetings and phone calls and all of those things, this week in particular, I've had, about 40 calls that are scheduled on the books, not even counting the ones that just decide to try to call to see if we can get a hold of you, but just people that have called. And like over the last 2 days, I've had something like, 20 conference calls. And out of the 20, I want to say I've sent out 13 contracts in the last 2 days. It's tax money. Yeah, Jam Master D. It's some of it is definitely tax money. I mean, these clients, they got money, so I don't think taxes have anything to do with it. I think they just finally have a chance to sit down and figure out what they want to do. Is my thought anyway. Everybody's different, but yeah, it's not like they're not your average clients. Yeah, you do have some that are in there that are average, but we deal with a lot of super high end clients, that call me and say, hey, is this person available in November? And I'm like, yeah, but you better book soon because I don't know if they're going to be there. And they're like, just send us a contract right now. Like that kind of stuff. No conversations, nothing. Just send us a contract. Those are people with, serious money. The people with money are actually, They're the ones you want to book. um, just historically speaking, I have found that the more, the more money that a client has, the less they are concerned with the success of their party. They just know it's going to be successful. They don't even think that there could be something bad that goes wrong. When people are, when people just have enough money and they book you, there's a lot more hand holding. There's a lot more, explain to me exactly what you do again and what happens if this happens, what happens if I have to cancel, all of these little things that come into play. Rich people don't think like that. Rich people do not think like that. They just assume. We did a party once, and it wasn't actually my party, it was my partner's party, but he told me the story, so I'm telling you the story. We did a party once where we were at the venue, and ridiculously rich client books us, pays top dollar for everything, and they got to a point in the night when they were like, "Oh, we need to do the video montage," and they didn't book video montage through us. It wasn't a thing. So the client tells my partner, "Oh, hey, we need montage," and I guess the other guy didn't know he was supposed to be bringing it anyway. There was just a miscommunication, and basically nobody brought anything. So she looks at my partner and says, "Okay, well, we got to do the montage, so just get it done." And she's just like starts to walk away, and he's like, "You didn't book it for me. I don't have any of this stuff with me." But that wasn't her concern. Her concern was, "Hey, we put you guys all in places to be successful. All of you get together and figure it out." You know what? They figured it out. One guy had a screen. My partner just happened to have a projector inside of his van, and they made it happen. But she didn't think nor care how it happened. Just get it done. And that's how rich people think. Mazu sub, the Rev 10 with 8.5-inch platters is on its way. It's going to be called the Rev 8, actually, hence the 8.5-inch platters. I'm assuming, Mazu, that you're kidding, trying to be funny. That's my guess in this. I'm assuming this. Jam Master D says, "I love rich clients. They tip well." Yeah, they do. They do. For the most part. For the most part. I have some cheap rich clients too. That just kind of walk away like, "Well, we paid you all this money, so you're fine, right?" Like, we still like it. Like one of my biggest pet peeves, one of my biggest pet peeves of being an owner is a lot of times clients assume that you're just rolling in dollars. Well, we paid him this much money. He doesn't need a tip. And so they tip the staff, and then they don't tip me. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Because I'm like, I work too. I just busted my ass on your party. I don't make all the dollars. Everybody in here is making money. I'm paying all these people. It's funny to me. So anytime, a party planner is like, "Well, you don't want it. You're owner." I'm like, "Are you serious?" "Yes, I do want my money. I'm going to take this money. This is my money." So what I do is I take all of my tip money that I get, and I just put it to the side. Rich clients are great and know how to party. Well, I know that's not true. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I take all my money, I just put it to the side, and then it just will slowly add up. And then all of a sudden, I'll go look at this pile of money, and there's like $800 there. I'm like, okay, and I'll go buy something for myself. That's my little tip to myself. So there is a difference between rich clients and like super rich clients. And we have different levels of clients. I mean, we have, your regular mom and pops, they're just trying to have a great party for their kids. Then we have the slightly more well-off people that are trying to be higher than they really are, you know. Um, and then you have your rich people, and then you have your super rich people. Um, I find that the super rich people, it's almost hard for them to have fun. You know, they hire the biggest and the best of everything. And you know, they always bring in these super high-end coordinators, and the room is absolutely gorgeous and everything, but they just struggle with having fun. Because I don't know, it's almost like they're more concerned with making sure that everything's perfect that they just forget to have fun. And or they bring in a whole bunch of celebrities and stuff, and the celebrities don't want to show themselves having a good time for fear that they may end up on, I don't know, some IG or some post or whatever looking weird. So they don't want to get down. It's just it's a weird, it's weird. It's weird. Um it's weird. I've done so many parties. I've seen it all. Ruben in the building. What is going on, Ruben? That's one of the members of the Cleveland Terry family. Thanks for hanging out today. Appreciate you. Mazu says, I've got Pioneer Intel unlike you. Yeah, maybe you do. You know, sometimes things slip through the cracks and they forget to tell me, or they forget to send something to me. It happens. It happens. Although I feel like I've seen the roadmap. I don't recall seeing anything like that on the horizon. I could be wrong. Jam Master D in the building. Who else we got in here? Jose Jerez. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. DJ Chef, Red Dog, G5, Cobra, Not Your Average Wedding DJ, DJ Sting, Dre Day, RX3, 2K7, that's Dre Day again. Okay. So, let's see here. Not Your Average Wedding DJ says, did you ever upload the Subwoofer Shootout video? I saw it on your stories. I kept a lookout for the video, but never saw it. That's because I haven't posted a video in I think 2 weeks, because I can't, I'm having a little trouble, with inspiration at this moment, as far as content. I have tons of content that needs to come out, but I don't know. For some reason, I just can't get myself to finish it. Now, I did start it yesterday, and it's a little harder because as I was shooting the video, the problem that happened was I was shooting the video with a set amount of speakers, and then some people complained and mentioned some stuff. So then I went back, grabbed another speaker, and then tested that one. And then my partner was like, well, you should definitely test this one if you're going to test that one. So I went and got that speaker, and then I tested that one. So now I have like 5 videos that I have to re-edit and pull all together to make this one video. And it's driving me nuts, because it's not just about making the video and posting it. I have to make sure, I have to label every speaker so it's clear which one is playing versus which one isn't. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And it wouldn't have been so much work if it were just the one video, but now there's, multiples, and it's a lot. So that's why it's not done. I seriously, legitimately looked at it yesterday to try to get it together. And it just, sometimes it's just hard to get motivated. In all honesty, I have I have the speaker shootout video. I have, what else do I have? It's never ending. You might as well, I think that says lit make the vid. I think you guys are missing my point. It's not about making the vid. It's about wanting to do it. Sometimes you just don't want to do stuff. And every so often I run into this thing where I'm just like unmotivated to sit down for 3 or 4 hours and edit videos and post them. Sometimes it's just the way it is, and because I legitimately probably have 6 videos that need to go out legitimately. And I just sometimes, hey, look, guys, I'm a real human being, and I like and I'm very honest with the stuff that goes on. And when over the holiday, I was running around a lot, over the holidays. And then you get back and I was set to do it. And then my wife caught a very bad cold. And then I had to go on dad duty. So factor in the fact that like I'm on phone calls, like literally right after I get off this show till like 6 o'clock. But in between there, I got to run around, pick up my kids, take my kids to dance and go pick them up. And like, it's a lot. It is a lot. And then, I have client stuff and I have to answer emails and answer phone calls and I'm on meetings all day. So sometimes you don't have that window of time where it's like, okay, everything's done. I'm going to have a little time for myself. I'm going to have a little time for myself and then I'm going to go to do my videos. Like you have that kind of, break. I haven't had that time. So if I don't have that time, it's real hard for me to just get in there and just start doing work. Yeah. Ratbone in the building. CT needs an assistant. Yeah, I do sometimes. But there's a lot of little things that factor into it. A lot of assistants want, some people will work for cheap. A lot of people in this day and age, they want money and, there's only so much money that I have to work with. Keith, that's not a bad idea. And, it might end up that way because like I said, I have 3 different videos, but it's not just the videos. It's the intros, it's the outros, it's all the things in there. There's just a lot because, okay, so in the building, what's going on? Because, I don't like doing mediocre shit. That's the problem. That is the absolute problem. I don't like doing mediocre shit. So if I know that it's not up to my standards, I don't want to put it out. So that is a me thing, because of course I've seen videos. People are just like, hey, take a look at this. And they just throw it out there. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess content is all that matters, but I got a level, I got a bar that I operate on. And I couldn't post a video the way some people do. But that's just me. Let's see here. DJ Teddy, what's going on? Yes, we are live. We are definitely live. But it will happen. But perfect example till today. I'm like, okay, well, I'll edit my videos today. No big deal. I'll edit them in between. If you want to pick it up instead, you can have package delivered to a nearby. You know what I've noticed? Amazon is starting to lie to people. So I'm a Prime member. That's how super rich do it. I don't know what that means, DJ Chef. I'm a Prime member. So obviously, I do most of my shopping through there and all my DJ stuff and everything, my photo booth party favors. And I have noticed that lately their 1-day delivery or, your Prime delivery, whatever, is a big ass lie. Like they keep saying that everything is available and will be there tomorrow. If you book it today, it'll be here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting so many pieces that are 3 and 4 days late. I bought a tour box. And that's another thing for anybody wondering. I am in between video editing software because I'm making the move to DaVinci Resolve. And so every time I open up Resolve, I'm not as good in it as I am in Final Cut. Like I can fly through Final Cut, but every time I open up Resolve, I'm struggling and it's slowing my process down. but I don't want to go back to Final Cut because then I'm not doing what I need to be doing by moving over to Resolve. You get what I'm saying? So it's a weird time. It's a weird time. And I was gonna anyway. It's gonna get done. These videos are gonna happen. But like today, what is my schedule today? Starting at 1 o'clock. Starting at 1 o'clock and going until not so bad today. I go till 5. But legitimately, from 1 till 5, I don't have a time in this thing that there's a break. If it is, it's like 10 minutes. Like, here we go. We have this one from Irene. Her call's from 1 to 1:15. Then I have a call at 1:30 to 2. Then 2 to 2:30, 2:30 to 2:45, 2:45 to 3, 3 to 3:30, 3:30 to 4, 4:15 to 4:30, 4:45 to 5. So I have lots of stuff. So I can't just say, okay, well, I'll take a minute of a half hour there and start editing the video. I don't have time because, there's normal things like, I don't know, peeing, eating, and some of these are Google Meets, which I actually like Google Meets. I just wish there was more consistency with whom does it. Like I have a Google Meet at 1:30 for no reason. And I know this client. There's no reason we need to do a Google Meet. Phone call would have sufficed. But, so that means I have to come back here. I got to make sure I look good. I can't be eating on the camera, while I'm talking to this client. So the video, those screw me up a little bit, and for whatever reason, everybody wants to do Google Meets later in the afternoon, but not like 7. I'm talking like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And those are the times which I'm usually doing stuff, picking up my kid, taking them. Like I can take a phone call while I'm driving to my kid's dance studio. Can't do that. I can't do a Google Meet while I'm, it's just, so it just throws a monkey wrench in everything. Okay. Let's see here. Ultimate Entertainment says, I thought that was just me. Yeah. Amazon is late for everybody. And I know, look, I know shipping and all these things have stuff to do with it, but they are probably the most heavily computerized companies out there. So they know exactly how long it takes for any of their products. They've factored in weather and travel and vehicles and all of those things are factored. They know exactly what's going on. So they know that, this is going to take 2 to 3 days, but they tell you one day, so you keep buying from them. I have stuff that is time sensitive. So it has to be here by Friday. So we'll see if it gets here. Kaysel says, I remember when they were in 4 hubs and now they're back to 1 hub. Oh, interesting. But I mean, they just built one in my city. So really shouldn't be an issue, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see. You won't release videos till they are perfect. I mean, and look, perfect is a relative term, DJ Chef. Like I want to get them as close to perfect as I can because there's no such thing as perfect, And sometimes you might do something and you're like, I can't make it any better based upon my knowledge or skill sets or, editing prowess. So this is as good as it's going to be, and that's kind of the way I shoot at it. Like, this is as good. Because sometimes, you want to do more, but it's going to take you way too much time. You're like, you know what? Maybe in another video, this is going to have to work. But thank you. I do have that in me. It's a gift and a curse all at the same time. Okay. Kaysel says, you don't need to be so rough on yourself. It's not. The last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on. It's not so much being rough on myself, but I know what I need to do. And some things I am not doing. I haven't started my New Year's resolution yet, and it's pissing me off. My New Year's resolution was to get back to the gym, get back to working out. And I have not done that yet because I've just been, again, running around and I'm up late, I'm tired, and I have to force myself to get up. That is on my to-do list because it does, for me, and probably for a lot of you guys out there, it does a lot for not only my energy, which isn't really the thing. For me, it's more of the stress release. I am lacking a stress release mechanism right now. And I think everybody needs it. For me, exercise has always been my stress release. So everything screws up because of that. Blood pressure and all the things. That's why I need to get back. And I think everybody should be focused on better health. And that was one of my things, and I haven't done it. So like literally right after this show, I'm going to go and I'm going to run, start simple because I have a gym. I don't have time today to go to the gym by the time everything's all said and done. So I'm going to go run 2 miles. Good. Got it done. Check it off for today. And, then we'll start to work on the early morning workouts as I used to do. My kid just started going to school yesterday. I know that has something to do with it because I take him to school, and usually I take him to school, then I go right to the gym. So I know by them being out of school, it was affecting my routine. So my routine can get back now. So gonna run today. Tomorrow, I hit the gym. Saturday morning, I'll hit the gym probably. Next week, that's my birthday week. So I want to continue to work out. We'll see. Okay, now, of course, this is Tech Thursday. So if you have any questions about anything related to anything, make sure you put the hashtag ask in front. That way I can spot it, and then we can try to help you as to the best of my ability. I don't promise I can answer every question, but I do my best to. Mac Joseph said, Spirit Airlines lost my equipment. What equipment did they lose? I need to know. Oh man, that absolutely sucks. Yeah, let me know. Okay. Positive T says, so you keep your Prime. I keep my Prime because I use more than just the shipping. I'm a big Prime fan. Prime has some good content online. So I factor that into the $150 or however much it costs now. I mean, if you do the math, it's still probably coming out to about $12 to $14 a month. Now, if their stuff sucks after a while, yeah, I may cancel. I got to go through all my streaming and see what we're actually using. The problem is we're using like one little thing out of every streaming platform, or just when you think I'm ready to get rid of this, like 3 new releases will pop up and they're, just added. You're like, God damn it. I got to keep you, it happens to me on, like Peacock. I'm like, why am I using Peacock? This sucks. And I go on to Peacock just to take a look, and they've added like a whole bunch of cool shit. And you're just like, damn it. So, because the same thing was like the HBO Max, like pandemic HBO Max, amazing. This new HBO Max kind of sucks. But then again, they have stuff like, what last week tonight with John Oliver and The Last of Us, which is coming out in like, I think Sunday. I'm really excited for The Last of Us. All the reviews have said it's amazing. I'm excited for that. Okay. January 12th. Yeah, it's a resolution of mine too. Yeah. The resolutions, the problem with resolutions is people think it's all or nothing. Like if you don't start on January 1st, which I had no plan on going to the gym January 1st. I didn't have any plans of going to the gym at all last week because I know that's when it's the craziest. It's not going to really dwindle down until around the end of the month. So I'm totally fine working out outside, But if you guys don't know, in California, we're in a damn monsoon right now. And literally, I think it's the worst rain. So what was that? Monday night, Monday and Tuesday. It's the worst rain I've ever driven in. I've never been in a situation where I honestly didn't know if I was just gonna fall into a sinkhole or drive into a moat. Like, our roads completely saturated. Freeways, like, I'm talking like in 2 inches of water just sitting on top of the road. Just and then you actually have the rain completely blinding you. We had a fog issue where you couldn't see because the fog was in there. It was bad. My car was this way the whole time. I was driving about 30 miles an hour on the freeway. So I'm not looking forward to another rainstorm, which we're supposed to be getting on Saturday. Fortunately, I haven't had this type of rain for a while on my DJ days. We'll see. Do you have any plans on doing a review on the Electro Voice Everse? I don't have any plans because I don't really know anybody that has Electro Voice. And I don't have every speaker. So there's only so much I can test. Like, I tested everything that I had and 2 more speakers that I didn't. So I tested the SRX 818. I know the 828 because I used that for 2 years before moving over. The 818, the Mackie DRM. I grabbed the QSC 118. I grabbed the SRX 900. I guess the 918. And then the Mackie SRT and the Eon 18, the original Eon, the 500 series. I was actually surprised at some of the results, in all honesty, and happy at some of the results. They were really impressive. I mean, I'm not going to go into the details of my speaker shootout because you get to see it. And another thing about speaker shootouts, the problem is it doesn't technically translate well on video. Like, first off, you have to literally put your headphones on, because if not, you're going to hear a lot more just vibration, from the cabinets, from things around the house, like all of those things, play into it. So it already comes off a little janky. And so I started looking at other people's videos. I'm like, what are other people doing? I'm looking, I'm like, it's all the same. It is all the same. Everybody has that vibration that they have to deal with. So, yeah, so that'll go out. That'll go out soon. We'll see. And I'll talk about that in a minute too. So I don't know anybody with an Everse. I mean, I guess technically I could ask one of my retailers to send me one, but yeah, I don't have a relationship with Electro Voice. Maybe I should. I mean, I've heard good things about the 8. I've heard very good things about the 8, and in all honesty, I trust what Rachel Lynn says. If she says it's good, I believe that it's good. Larry McDonald says, dude, we all need a break. I DJ 15 out of the 31 days last month. That's a lot. That is a lot. It can take a toll. It can take a toll. So we will see. Like, I feel like besides this show, I might have to cut down on a lot of things just because I personally just need some time to there's a lot of passions that are out there that I haven't been able to do. And that's the part that's driving me crazy, because I want to do a lot of things, but I only have so much time in the day. I want to start doing music again. One of the things that I've really put an emphasis on is getting all of my crates in complete order. Because you go through your maybe your second half of the year, and your parties are great. My parties have been great. And then at the beginning of the year, you're like, okay, especially for me, for a lot of the wedding DJs out there, maybe even the corporate guys, because we do corporate, we do wedding, but we mostly do, bar and bat mitzvahs. So we get a lot of the same groups over and over again. So you can't just keep playing the same stuff over and over again. I mean, yeah, you technically could, but that's not good. When people, you don't want people singing your mixes. Oh, he's coming in with this next. Like, you don't want that. That's bad. That's a bad DJ. So I took the time to really, get my kids hip hop together, because that's a whole nother animal. And that takes time. I gotta listen to all this bullshit kids hip hop, and so it just takes time. Everything takes time, but I want to start producing music again. I want to get back to practicing more. This is all time. So basically what I'm saying is I have to get up or stay up considerably later. I'm shooting more towards the get up earlier part, and then just I think once I get my workout in, everything else will flow better, because the workout, I'm always looking for time to do the workout, and then we have to make dinner, and I have to do all these things. So if you make dinner, now what? Now do I work out before if I have time, or do I work out afterwards? Now it's 8 o'clock at 9 o'clock at night. Now I'm not even seeing my family. You get what I'm saying? So I think the morning is the time that has to happen. So I think that's what we'll do. Do you have tips for using Spinfluence? I recently had a call and was very impressed, but would love to hear more from you. Yeah, we talked about Spinfluence. I think we talked about it last week. Spinfluence is very good. I haven't talked to them in a while, so I don't know. Is it still completely app based? Let me know. Like, does the person requesting the song still have to have an app downloaded, or did they finally make a web browser? Because if they did, then that's worth taking a look at again. Larry McDonald, are there any new controllers coming up this year I should look for? Yes. Moving on. Again, Larry, I'm not trying to be difficult. I can't talk about any unreleased products. So, that's something you have to ask Nick Spinelli about. He'll be able to tell you. Okay. Most of my DJ equipment and laptop, PrimeGo and wireless. Oh my God. PrimeGo and wires and your laptop. Oh, that sucks, Mac. That sucks. So, I mean, I assume that, hopefully they lost it. They're still looking for it, or they're like, it's just gone. We dropped it in the ocean, 3 days ago. Because that's weird. I don't know how many boxes you had, but I would assume that's at least 2 to 3 boxes. That sucks. Yeah, I never pack away my laptop. That is my biggest fear. I will let everything else go. My laptop stays with me all the time. Damn, but that sucks, man. I hope you get it back, or at least they, reimburse you. Spirit is one of the worst airlines. It is. Spirit. It's okay. I won't say that Spirit is one of the worst airlines. I think that's probably yes and no. I think the issue is Spirit knows what they are. They are a budget airline. They will get you from point A to point B. You want more stuff? Go with a different airline. But if you just need to get somewhere real fast, Spirit is safe. It's just dirt cheap. It's still a plane. It's still the same, 747 or whatever. It's not like they're using, cheaper planes. It's just what it is. But yeah, I don't have a need to go on Spirit. But if I needed to get to Vegas real quick, and I didn't have anything, just, because you can't even bring a bag on Spirit without paying for it. But if I just needed to get somewhere and everything else was already there, Spirit's definitely cheap. But if you need to take anything like your wallet, you're going to pay. Sacramento has been absolutely devastated by the rain these past few weeks. Yeah, I know, positive. I know. Yeah, California is. We're not. I mean, you guys are more set up, obviously, than Southern California. We are not set up for any type of rain dispersion. We can't suck it up, and that's the problem with rain. Because people are like, it's a good thing we're getting rain. We needed that rain. Well, we don't need it like this. We can't do anything with this. We can only capture so much rain, and then after that, it's just a waste. Like, we need rain that's like 25% of what we're seeing over like a month. That's what we need. But just because rain hits the ground doesn't mean we can use it. So, yeah. The only good news is I haven't had to turn my sprinklers on my grass. That's it. And I don't plan on it for at least another 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. Okay. Queso asks, should I give Crate Hackers a try? Because I'm having a hard time setting up my own crates. By the way, thank you for the like on my IG. You do not have to thank me for the like on your IG. And you never will. Sorry. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Crate Hackers. They do a really good job. So yeah, definitely use them. You know, I mean, I think just like with anything else, you don't have to keep Crate Hackers on forever, but at least at a minimum, it'll get some of those, those more established older crates that don't really change. You know, I think that's where it comes into play. And the only reason why I say that is because I think it's almost damn near impossible for anybody to have a crate that works for every single person in the United States. You know, I don't think that's possible. So I think you're always going to have to go in and do some due diligence, because you might go, you know, if I take a crate to LA, right? I download their crate and I try to play their crate from, you know, start to finish. There are going to be some songs in there that I know will not work on the parties that I have. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, because it's a reference. It's not supposed to be the end all. Nobody's supposed to take the Crate Hackers crates and just mix from 1 to 30. Nobody's supposed to do that. You know, I know a lot of DJs think that way, but it's supposed to be a reference, in my opinion. Is it El Nino season? Hard to say. It kind of feels like it. Ruben asks tips for doing ballroom after parties. I'm always outdoors. I rarely do indoor events. Well, I mean, they're still the same. You know, after party, indoor party, ballroom, outdoor. I mean, it's all still the same. I mean, I think maybe I'm confused by it, because musically it should still be the same. If you're doing after party, you can always go a little deeper and a little harder than you can for, like, you know, either a ballroom, a wedding, or a corporate. Like, the after party is always, you can test the waters more. You know, you can be a little more extreme, a little more adult, you know, what have you, because that's what people are kind of expecting. So yeah, but there's no difference in what it is you're doing. Just you know, give me more details, because maybe I'm a little confused. It is my opinion that Crate Hackers is snake oil for beginner DJs. Not good. A money grab from people that don't know better. Interesting, Ratbone. Interesting. And interesting. You'll have to explain in more detail. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. In fact, I know I'm going to sneeze. So hold on. I'll let you come back to that. Okay. So, yeah, Ratbone comes out the gates firing. Snake oil. You'll have to explain that. We'll come back to that in a second. And then I'll check out what you're saying. Go from there. Alex Pena says, have you checked out Jason Jedi's video with the RCFs, Unreal, and the 808? Definitely want to look at them. I have not, but I've heard a lot of the new RCFs, and they all sound good. I don't have a problem with RCF. RCF is a very good sounding speaker. I have a problem with accessibility to the RCF. It seems very difficult to get RCF products. And you know, they are pretty pricey, comparatively speaking, but I do like what they offer. They have a very good job. I was really impressed with the RCFs. Now I was just as impressed with the Maui 44. So I think at a certain price point, a lot of these speakers are all good. A lot of them. So it's, hold on. Okay. Sorry. Work stuff. There's a lot of really, really good speakers out there, like a lot. And I think once you get over a certain price point, it's pretty much guaranteed. I mean, I think like the question mark ones come from like, when you're paying far less than what somebody else is charging. Now, are those just as good? Because like the Mackie DRM, this was a perfect example. The Mackie DRM is, $1,200 for a sub of that caliber, which is like I think it's 3,000 watts and 18. And like, that's a lot of bang for your buck, but then you look at like the SRX 918, which sells for like $2,400. The QSC 118, which sells for like, $1,700. The SRX 818 that sells for almost $2,000. Like, is the 900 2 times better than the DRM? More importantly, even if it is 2 times better, are you going to be in a situation where you need 2 times the sound? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the 900s, that bass is good up to like 500 people, 600 people. Like, it hits. Like, its overhead is ridiculous. And most people won't even run it. They'll run it at like, maybe 3 plus, but that thing goes all the way up to plus 20 easily. Meanwhile, the Mackie, the DRM, even the QSC, they don't get as loud, but I don't think most people are ever going to need it to be that loud. So is it important to have the ability to do any party in the world, even though statistically speaking, you're not going to do any party in the world? Or, do you pay less and get something that is very, very good for what you typically do parties on? It's like buying the Lamborghini that does, 300 miles an hour when you're never going to drive 300 miles an hour. So if that's what you're spending your money on, I bought it because it does 300 miles an hour, but you're only ever going to go upwards of 80 to 100 miles per hour. Is it worth it? Now it's a Lamborghini. I know what we're all saying here. I get it, but you get what I'm saying here. Okay. I'm transitioning from using the K12 and 181, or is that the 118 subwoofers into column array speakers. What do you think about the LD Maui 44? I feel like we just talked about this. Honest opinion. Okay. Here's the thing. First off, the QSCs are not large subs. That the 118s are not large subs at all. Okay. I think they're pretty compact. The K12s are small speakers. The Maui 44, I want to say it's probably bigger than your QSC, 118. So my question is, why do you want to move to the column array when you're going to get just as much sound and space? You'll be using less cables, but I guess what is the argument? Why do you need to move to that column array? Because I don't believe the Maui 44s are column arrays. They're just a speaker that connects to one another. I honestly don't. The weight of those things, everything about them, they're not column arrays in the way I think of column arrays. So let me know why you're moving over. I mean, is your QSC dying and you're like, it's time to make the move? Let me know. All right. The team, Jihad Entertainment says, good afternoon. Asks, how can I stream my audio to IG from Serato without buying special equipment? Well, the problem is not Serato or special equipment. The problem is IG. IG doesn't have a stream key. Although, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I've heard they do, or at least they're coming out with it. They're testing it right now. So at a certain point in time, you're going to be able to use IG, but you're not allowed to DJ on IG. So let's just go there first. If you're focusing all this energy on DJing to IG, you should probably stop. There are plenty of other companies out there, Mixstream and Twitch and Mixcloud, like all of these things that will 24/7 DJ that will allow you to stream. So, but if you're just trying to do things, I know that IG does have an OBS component either here or coming soon. Yeah. Okay. But to answer your question one more time, if you did need to stream in the current iteration of how it works, you just need a class compliant mixer. Like a little 4-channel mixer, like even one of the Mackeys or the Yamahas, the MXG, the MGXU or whatever, go from the USB-B out to Lightning, and your phone will see the mixer, use it as the audio, and then run all of your stuff right into that mixer. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way. Okay. Putting these songs together, making sure the vibe is right, and time consuming. Well, yes, it is. Of course it is, Queso. That's being a DJ. And look, I don't do a lot of crates. In all honesty, my crate's one big trash bin because that's how I work. I throw everything in all my hits for, this is my adult music. This is my kids' music. This is my disco. And I just throw them in there and then I just pick through. But that's me. I'm not just like anybody else, and I'm not a new DJ, so I understand. But in the beginning, when you are trying to really get your crates together, it is time consuming because you don't know. You have to listen to all of your music as a new DJ. Like, I don't have to listen to most of my music. I have to listen to new music. Everything else, I listen to a new song and go, this fits with all 15 of these songs. But that's because I have the knowledge built in, so it's going to get better the more you do it, but you got to put in the work right now. The work right now is more important than most work you're going to do later. That's all of your programming, and get me into focus here. That's most of your programming. You need to build up your programming skill sets, and then you'll get there. You'll be good. Mac just says definitely make music so you don't have to play what the club says. Neru Grant says, can you give tips for DJing a fundraiser? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. fundraisers are just like any other thing. Fundraisers are like corporate events, meaning typical fundraisers have specific things that they need you to say throughout the entire day or night. Musically doesn't really change. It's basically a corporate, a wedding. Besides the slow lovey music, they all kind of run the same. You playing the same music on a corporate that you're doing on a wedding. But yeah, there's nothing really different about fundraisers. It's legitimately they'll come up to you and say, "Hey, we got this script. We have our donors. We have our big donors. You got to make sure you thank them for coming out. We probably have a silent auction over here. You need to announce every 30 minutes that there's a silent auction, and make sure you hit the silent auction. And meanwhile, you're playing kind of cool background music and or dance music for the crowd, and then you stop when they want you to stop and make more announcements. And, it's pretty straightforward. I don't know that there's anything that's technically difficult on any type of fundraiser. Sometimes they'll bring in an auctioneer and then, you give them the mic and they'll talk real fast for 30 minutes and get paid far more than you do. and then that'll be it. Pablo says time seems to be the most expensive currency. 100%. 100%. When you are getting tracks, meta tag the heck out of them and use smart crates. Yeah. Okay. Ruben says, yes, it's still app-based, but they explain why you need the app, and it makes sense. Gotcha. Well, no, I know it makes sense, Ruben. It's the problem is not the app. Everything about what Spinfluence is doing is great. So if anybody doesn't know what Spinfluence is, I'll tell you real quick. Spinfluence is a request, a music request application. So when a person comes into the venue you're in, could be a private party, club, or whatever. There's a QR code, and mine, I was just talking about it. Mine is right here. So this is, and I have this in a JPEG too, so I can put this anywhere. I can put it up on the screen or whatnot. And it's just, you have a song request, hold the QR code, click there, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll open up the app for you. Now, the problem is that you need the app open. You need to have the app on your phone, and you're going to have to convince people to download the app. That's the only issue with Spinfluence. It's really the best application out there if you can get people to use the app, because what makes Spinfluence great is it installs a little applet on your MacBook or PC, and it knows your crates, and you tell it what crates are available for requests. So people can't just go in there and say, hey, can I get, whatever, and it's a song that you're never going to play. It's inappropriate for the party. So they don't even have access to it. They can look through your crate, your folders, and go, okay, I want this song. Click on it, bam. Then it gives you the option to send people to like your Instagram so they can follow you, because, you're trying to grow your socials, all of these things. And it's a great program. You can communicate back to the person. So if they send you a message, you can reply right from your computer. Hey, I can't play this song tonight. Whatever. Or it's going to be a little later. And then when you play the song, it sends them a notification saying your song is being played right now. Come to the dance floor, whatever. So it's a great app, except for the fact that it's an app. That's the only issue. Pioneer app coming soon. Yep, I'm excited for that. Okay, Jerome Betsy says, does Stems make the Rain 1 the controller to take a second look at, or we wait on the Rain 4? Stems doesn't do anything to the Rain 1. In all honesty. I'm a big fan of any piece of hardware that you can make dedicated buttons for stems. Like if I have to go through several pad modes to get to stems, it's going to be, I'm less likely to use stems because I use things like my cue points and the loop roll and my sampler, and these are things that you have to give up in order to use stems like on a Rain 1. The good news about the Rain 1 is at least you can use it on the transport mode, which most people don't use. So that's great, using it on the transport mode. But stuff like the Rev 7, the Rain 4 with the dedicated buttons makes you more likely to use the stems. In all honesty, anything that's on a secondary pad, it's on a pad that you have to go to, it's not getting used. That's just the reality of the way people are. That's why Silent Q had to be a dedicated button, because if not, people aren't going to use it. People aren't going to hold shift and parameter and whatever just to get to it. It's going to stop. Why is it doing that? Hold on. I'm seeing there's a box blinking. That's why I'm out of focus here. It's really struggling. Hold on. Now you get to see my thing here. That's fine. Okay. That's better. Yeah. So I think, the Rain 1 and the Rev 4 or Rain 4 are two different pieces of gear. They're close, but if you're into spinning platters, then the Rain 4 is not for you. But I think most people are going to be completely fine with it. Now, once I get mine and I'm able to actually, run it through its real time, like out in the real world courses, I might have a difference of opinion. I don't know that just yet. When that happens, I'll let you know. Okay. All right. DJ Chef asked, you updated option on the Rev 7. I'm thinking, do I have an updated opinion on the Rev 7? I've had one in order since October. Case already built. Should I cancel and see what's new coming out with a lot of platter problems? Some people have platter problems. A lot of people don't. That's just the way it is. You're going to have you're always going to have some failure rates when you're selling a product. I think it's just being far more exposed. Not even exposed is the wrong word. Because of the demand for the product, when people get it and let's say there is something wrong with it, they are exceptionally vocal right now. So it makes it seem like it's worse, but it's not. Now, I do know a person that had a problem with theirs. They had a problem with their audio out. When he took it into Pioneer, the Pioneer authorized fixer, that's the technical term, by the way, repair. And they said, yeah, if anything is to go wrong, it's this piece right here. Like they could legitimately pinpoint it. The problem wasn't that they could pinpoint it. The problem was that they didn't have any units or pieces to fix it. So they were waiting on parts. That's the problem. It's not the fix. It's not the turnaround. It's the fact that there are no parts. That's the issue. So once that comes up to speed, it'll be a lot better. Okay. Ratbone says, they literally put a list of music together and expect you to pay to see the list, but doesn't offer the songs. You still have to go and get them. You're paying for the list if you did your own diligence. Okay. So I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Ratbone. 100% you are correct in what you're saying. The thing is, you're not paying, and this is a defense, but if you choose not to use Crate Hackers, whatever, again, doesn't bother me. Okay. People are going to do what they need to do. What I would say is you're not paying for the music, you're paying for the experience of the curation. That's where the money is going towards, and they do have a lot of technology now that's able to link up with all of the streaming services, all of the pools, so it's easier to get your music out there. I understand, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think if you take anything that anybody sells or does, you can break it down to it's like, lowest level. Well, this is all it does. Well, yeah, it is true. But I think the idea here is that you're paying. If somebody were to say to me, hey, I want you to build me some crates, and I want you to do this. First off, I'm not giving them music, that's the one thing. But if I'm taking time to build your crates for you, I'm going to charge you, and I think that's kind of the way they're looking at it on a larger scale. I don't believe that you need to be signed up for Crate Hackers forever. I think it's a good start, but I understand what you're saying, because it's like, oh, I'm paying this X amount of dollars per month and I'm not actually getting the music. I still need to pay for the music. Well, we always need to pay for the music, but the fact that they now have the streaming component in there, for a lot of people, that's all they really need. They can get their playlist and they can put it right into a streaming playlist and be done with it. Like for me, I know that that's one of those things. Like right now, I'm converting all my playlists over so I can use them in my, on DJ on my iPad. I've just like kind of removed the fact that I'm going to be, getting all my music on there. It's until they update DJ that allows for easier transfer, because they are changing it. It's going to be better. When they do that, maybe it's a little different. We'll see. Okay. Mixmaster GNL in the building. So it's funny, Mixmaster. So again, new year, new me, right? I'm going to get all these files into my iPad. So I said, okay, let me install the digital conversion utility, these amazing programs. And because I hadn't put them on my new MacBook. And because I need to get all these files into my iPad. Make a long story short, for whatever reason, it will not let me do my install. I install it, but it keeps telling me that I don't have the Python in here. No matter what. I haven't downloaded a new Python. It's like, nope, you still don't have it. So I was going to text you, and I can't do it today because I'm just swamped, but I was going to text you like, hey, what, am I missing something here? Am I doing something wrong? And all I could think of was when you yelled at me for texting you at 3:00 in the afternoon, my time, which was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning for you, your time. So now I don't even want to text you. I'm afraid you're going to yell at me. So thank you for that. Thank you for making me feel inadequate. This is the stuff my wife says. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm reading through your messages right now about what appears to be the RCF. It's the size and punch packs just as small as the Evolved, and the base is half the size of a normal 15-inch sub. Double 8 packing 1,000. So, Spinelli. So the double eights, so they're running them in cardioid mode is what we're saying, basically. Which seems to be the new trick for everybody. I mean, even, QSC has their dual 12 cardioid. That seems to be the trick. I'm still waiting for the regular 18-inch punch coming from a column array. I still haven't completely heard that. I haven't. I think the Maui is close, but again, the Maui is not really a column array. No matter what people say. Yo, the Pioneer speakers are dope. No one speaks about those XPRSs. That is true. That is true. Pioneer does have speakers, and I know they're always constantly upgrading them. So maybe we'll see something this year. But yeah, I know. It's not really on most people's top 10 lists, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get a chance to test them out, and we'll go from there. Okay. I want to dedicate my large QSC tops and subwoofers for school dances and larger events, and use the column array exclusively for weddings. Gotcha. I agree. They do reduce the setup, and it does look cleaner. Coordinators absolutely love the way column arrays look. However, I don't think the 44Gs look like column arrays. They're beefy, they're big, they're tall. The speaker itself is huge. Like it's like, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. But yeah, they do sound good though. I will say that. I think most people can get a Maui 44G and not have to use, like the QSCs. I think they're loud enough for pretty much everybody out there from what I heard. Anyway, I'm honestly considering a Yamaha 10 tops with 15-inch sub combo, more SPL, lower frequency range, and same spread of coverage as Evox for the same or a couple of $100 less. But convenience. So, I mean, that's always the argument, right? For everybody. I mean, I'm in the same situation right now where, by the way, I just picked up my Ember, for the first time. I'm very happy that I bought it. Yeah, it was expensive, but I've now been on this show for an hour and a half, and my coffee is still nice and hot. I'm a commercial waiting to happen. As I was saying, I think we all run into the same thing where, so I have the SRX 15s, and then the 828 sub, which is a dual cab, and the 818s. Both of the 828, love the sound. Love the sound. However, it's too big for a lot of situations. So I have my column array, or I have my 818s. My 818s sound fine. I don't love the sound coming out of the 818s. So I have been looking into maybe moving over to the QSC line. I'm going to be listening to a full setup on a wedding, your same exact setup, on Monday, next Monday. So I'm going to be checking it out. If they sound good, it might be the one. I mean, there's always RCF. The problem with RCF is you can't get to RCF. That's the problem. Like, I know no one with RCF. No retailers have RCF. So I'm stuck to only testing them when I'm at a conference, and that's not a good indication. I need to hear them on a party. And until I get that, I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm not going to just blindly buy, some speakers, because everybody's ear is different. Everybody wants a certain sound. And a lot of people will go, oh, well, that sound, no, it's really, really good. And then I'll listen to it. I'll be like, it's fine. It's not good for me. Or I just don't like the way the frequencies are, or, the high end, or I got to EQ the hell out of it. Like all of those types of things are sorry, phone's ringing. All those types of things are reasons that I'm not going to blindly buy a speaker. So I got to go with what I know. And what I know is what's available to me. I don't think that I would personally buy, I don't know. Anyway, we'll go from there. Okay. Stop ringing. And to answer anybody's question, I'm in Southern California, out in Simi Valley. That's where I am. So I'm actually close to DJ Reign Supreme. Okay. That one asks, some DJs use a mixer and some just hook up directly. I get this commercial. I get this comment every single week. If the gig isn't super big, do you think using your controller directly speaker is enough? Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this for everybody in here. You do not need a mixer to DJ. The mixer is not the issue. You can go direct into your speakers. All of these speakers, for the most part, if you're dealing with anything relatively newer, all of these speakers have crossovers built into them, and they are already designed to work without running a mixer. Now, most people will run mixers. They say they run mixers because they don't like the preamp and the microphone. Fine. But anything that is DDJ 1000 SX3 or higher is fine. The Reign 1 has excellent preamps. I don't have an issue with the microphone. Same with the 1000, same with the SX3, same with the Rev 7. No problems with preamps. So the only reason that you would actually use a mixer is for emergencies. What if somebody needs to send me a signal, if I want to have a backup system, a phone plugged in to the RCAs or the quarter inches, someone's feed me an audio line. I have musicians. That's really the only reason that you truly need a mixer nowadays. Most people do not need mixers for any size. If you're dealing with multiple microphones, yes, now you're going to get a mixer. But like if people are just arbitrarily telling people, oh, you need a mixer now. No, you don't. You're fine without a mixer. Okay. Now, if you want to get a mixer and EQ the hell out of your microphone, so be it. But it is not necessary. If you have any type of like good equipment, in all honesty. Okay. Chris on the mix, greetings. It's worth the time to put your crates together and be flexible with the crate. They're always changing. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, look, if you make a 70s crate, it's not really going to change that much. Making an 80s crate, it's not going to change. The only one that changes is probably your pop crate, because you're always bringing in new music, moving that old music out, and then going from there, especially like I said, hip hop, always changing. So that's something. EDM, always adding new stuff in, and you might remove out of like your EDM, pop crate. Maybe you have an old EDM, like 2000s EDM or something like that, and you move them into there from there. So, because I have tons of crates. I have, well, look, that's another story altogether. Okay. Everybody loves your smart crates. I'm okay. I love smart crates, and I don't love smart crates all at the same time. Like I'm okay either way. Okay, I'm going to pop down here because I know I've missed several. So let's see here. Chris on the mix, if you have the S11 mixer, can you remap it to user one customizable pad mode? It does suck to cycle through. I believe so. Deckiness in the building. What is going on? All right. I'm Philip Tan in the building. What's going on, fam? All right, Larry McDonald. Since we are talking about music, what's a good record pull to use? That's not a real answer because there's a lot. It depends on what you're going for. What kind of music you want. It just depends. You have to be more specific. Because I have 3 record pulls that I pay for. Well, I'm sorry, 4 record pulls. 2 that I don't pay for, 2 that I do. Okay. Moberry asks, only a 1 terabyte drive on the new 14 and it's almost full. Any suggestions? Yeah. Is that almost full with just music? Because if it is, you got too much music. In all honesty, you're probably a hoarder, Mulberry. It's my guess. Go through your folders and clear out all that crap that you don't need. Now, if you're using a lot of video mixing takes up a lot of space. All video takes up a lot. I have a 2 terabyte drive. I bought that 2 terabyte because I edit videos. And I guarantee, and I'm telling you right now, a terabyte of the drive is all video stuff. My music folder is like 200 gigs. And even that's too much. If I were to really, really dig deep and spend all the time, I guarantee you I could knock off at least 50 gigs of music. At least. As I've said it before, I'll say it one more time for the people in the back, just so they don't know. When I started using the Denon Prime Go and testing all the engine stuff, I basically exported out my playlist. I exported out all of my crates, all of them. I just said, everything in my crates, go to my playlist. When it was all said and done, I think it was like 25 gigs of things in my crates, not in my music, just in my crates. So if I'm technically only using, maybe it was like 30 gigs, but let's just say 50. If I'm technically only using the music in my crates, as you should be, you really shouldn't have to search much. Your crates should be clean enough to where all those files are in those folders. Then I just have too much random music. Now, I know for a fact I have music that I just want to hear. All of my old 90s music and alternative rock music and all that stuff that I still own and possess that I'm never going to plan a party. I still have those. My jazz records, all those things I have. So I know a lot of that is that too. I'm not deleting that stuff. But all the 15 remixes of the same song, the quick edits, the clean edits, the dirty edits, the acapella edits, like all of these things, too many. Pick one and move on. Pick one or two. You maybe have a clean and a dirty edit. Fine. And just that's the problem. We're hoarders. So as Mixmaster suggests, get yourself a, oh my God, stop calling people. I don't want people to stop calling. I want people to actually listen to what the voicemail says. Yeah, so he's recommending a T5 Samsung. I use the SanDisk, which I love. Very similar to the T5. Here, I'll go get it for you. And show you what it looks like. Hold on. All right, so let's see what this guy's got going on. God, I hate this guy. Oh man, let me just see.
So,
I hate his face. Hate his face. Dislike. Can't see anymore. Okay, so this is the SanDisk. This is the two. Sorry, I'm waiting for the thing to pop up. Okay, so this is the SanDisk. Come on, work. There we go. And this is the 2 terabyte. This is the newer one. It's the faster USB-C one. I have two of them, both 2 terabyte. One is technically the slower one. I don't actually know if one is truly slower because this one is considerably more expensive. But I mean, come on, it's got the gold around it, the orange. I'm an orange guy, so that's why I picked this one. Anyway, USB-C to USB-C on the computer. And it'll hold everything you need, and you'll be fine. Or the Samsung T5, both good. Roland Hudson, I'm a little late to the party. Do you think Pioneer will come out with an upgraded REV7 with stems? What do you think Pioneer's answer to the rain will be? I think their answer will be whatever their answer is. Roland, unfortunately, I have signed NDAs, so I can't even begin to truly speculate on details of future products. But it's all a competition out there. So we can assume that people will. Let's just say this. It's going to be a good year for products. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I think Pioneer didn't really come out with anything last year. They were really, really quiet last year. So I think we're gonna see some good stuff from Pioneer. Now, the only thing I will say is there is no Rev 7 variant on the horizon. So if you like the Rev 7, you get the Rev 7. That's all I will say. Okay. All right, I'm going to jump ahead here. Jump ahead. I usually see the column arrays on each side of the DJ booth. Wouldn't setting the subs in the middle together and perhaps like in the case, put the tops and stands, get more bass? Theoretically, yes, but it's true. They don't look as good. You know, I think that in general, the column array bass that's typically coming out has a more spread sound anyway than like your standard square QSC SRX tops. I just truly believe that. And I also believe that column arrays bleed more. And when I say bleed, I just mean that like certain speakers have really, really tight defined bass, and that bass kind of stays in a direction. But when you have speakers that have a little bit more distortion bleed, it kind of goes everywhere. And that's what I kind of feel with column arrays. Column arrays will always be, in my opinion, more full over punchy. You know, it's just the way they work. I haven't heard one column array that truly punches like a standard really good sub cabinet. Yes, they can be as loud, you know, the SPL can be equal, but never, I have yet to find a column array that hits me in the chest like my subs do. So, but it's just it's a compromise. You're picking and choosing what you want. You know, you're also dealing with a column array that's typically a 15 or a 12, or in some cases a 10, and you're shooting out 18s. So it's always gonna be different. Did Serato remap the sensor button to acapella stems off mode? I don't know. I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure they didn't, because I have every controller I have has a sensor button. It still works the same. And the Maui 44s are good up to 300 guests. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I think I sometimes I think people, I want to see 300 people on a dance floor, on a 300 people on a 30 by 30, maybe even a 40 by 40 dance floor, which means that room is going to be very large. I have a hard time believing that the Maui 44G is going to be enough for that many people and have sustained sound throughout the room. Just an opinion, but that's a lot of people. It's a lot of bodies it's got to go through. I have a hard time believing it. Because again, like my Bose L132 will sound good with 300 people if the room is super small, you know, but there's so many aspects to 300 people in a room that, we just need to be realistic about it. Okay. Catherine Miller in the building. Thanks for hanging out today. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm cruising down here, and I'm trying to. Okay. Record pool looking for pop and hip hop. Okay, well that's pretty much all of them, but I think I it's a problem. I'm going to say some record pools, and then people are going to say, yeah, but what about this one? I don't use all the record pools, so I can't really talk about all of them. I can only talk about what I use. And I use 3 main record pools that all are pretty much, as far as content are concerned, going to give you the same. The difference is, what I've seen is, so I use DJ City and BPM Supreme. And what I've seen is a lot of times, if like BPM Supreme has it, DJ City won't. It's a weird label thing, you know. So you kind of need both in order to make sure you have it all. Direct Music Services, another great record pool. A lot of real DJs in there, you know, making things up, like, you know, I'm not even gonna say names right now. And then I have a couple of like remix record pools that I really love. Some people are going to say there's a few out there. So let the people in the stream tell you. But I have never had an issue. I think if you were to compare DJ City and BPM Supreme, I still got to give a little bit of a leg up to BPM Supreme. It just feels like they stay a little more current musically. Like if something just came out, like I typically find that it'll be on BPM Supreme before it gets to DJ City. I also believe that it could be completely wrong, just an opinion, but it feels like the push for them is Beat Source right now, you know. So maybe some of it's getting a little forgotten, you know, but still both very, very good. Both very, very good. So is Direct Music Services. Okay. 10,000 songs, sweet spot for the DJ library. Okay. Matt, amen. There's no reason to have your active drive with 1 terabyte. Throw that on an external drive and pull it in when you need it. Also, if you can, keep your OS on a different drive partition. You and Mixmaster, you and Peter will be best friends, Matthew. You guys can all go talk about putting your OS and your music on different partitions. He'll love you to death, because I will not do that. It's the one thing I will not do. I want all my stuff on one computer, no partitions, no nothing. I'm simple. I'm a simple man. Okay. All right. System data, 537 gigs. Document data, 262. And then 131 gigs of music. Okay, Mulberry. All right. So, first off, your system data, that's a lot. Do you do a lot of like gaming on your computer? You know, because that's a lot of gigs just coming off your system data. Your document at 262 gigs. I'm assuming then that's probably all of your downloads that are in your documents, or you have a lot of videos that are chilling in there somewhere. You got to just go through your stuff, because 131 gigs of music is fine. I wouldn't tell you that you need to clean that out. I just think you got a lot of unnecessary stuff on your computer. Okay, let's see. I'm in the market for a new laptop with Serato 3.0. My current PC is getting red dot, and I'm experiencing, I never had this problem with DVS and Serato. That's because Serato takes a lot of resources. Stems takes a lot of resources. Even if you don't use stems per se, it's still going to take more resources. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Give it a chance to optimize, because I think they were more focused on getting stems to sound good versus optimizing Serato. So we'll probably see another update and you'll see a better optimization. Oh, how long has it been? It's 12:19. So this is about 2 hours. I'm getting the red light. That means my cup is starting to get cold, which is a good sign. This is a good sign for me, because it tells me to get the hell out of here when my cup gets cold. Okay. Will the Denon DJ Prime Go ever be supported by Serato? No, it will not. Uh, that was never on the cards. You have virtual DJ. At some point, you might see algorithm DJ on there, but I don't think you're ever going to see Serato. And that's not a Serato thing. I think it was an in music Serato thing. It was like a mutual agreement. Okay. Catherine says it seems there are a few DJs who are having problems with Serato. The reason why people are having problems is because I'm in the market for is because I truly believe that Serato 3.0 was optimized for the M1. I think that's the issue. So a lot of these Intel people are having problems because I am on an M1. I haven't seen any problems with Serato whatsoever. So I think that on this next pass, they'll try to optimize a little more for Intel, and it will get better. But for right now, if you were thinking about getting a new computer, there's nothing wrong with getting it now. Okay. Will there be an XZ replacement this year? I don't know. You guys can't ask me specific questions like that. I can't answer them. I have NDAs across the board. Do you believe Pioneer will release a mid-level controller to replace the Flex 6? I think Pioneer will release updates on a lot of things. I don't know if it'll be Flex 6. Who knows? But there's a lot of products that are about time to be updated. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay. I would go with MacBook M1. Yeah. I have to DJ a job fair. I had to DJ a job fair, about 300, 400 people. There were there, but I was more in the background playing easy pop corporate, didn't need a huge system. It's way different when you're just playing for everybody versus playing for a specific part of the room. Okay. Ever heard of lace replacement woofers? I have not, but I've never gotten into deep replacing like that. Okay. See, look, Catherine's answering all your questions. There you go. You don't need me. Peace. Okay. DJ Lopes in the building. What's going on? All right. Last one. Let's see. We're gonna do a couple more because I do have. We got a few more minutes. Question says Darrell Teasdale. Is it okay to use an external to DJ from not using the built-in? Of course it is. Not a problem whatsoever. Abel Gonzalez patiently waiting. Okay, we'll go with that. There's nothing wrong with going external. I just don't prefer external. That's a me thing, and I think external versus internal is 100% a personal preference, and you have to figure out if it's right for you. I know it's not right for me, and no one can convince me otherwise. I am internal for life. Okay. Found out that Best Buy at times has sales of 5 terabyte hard drives for only $99. They limit buyers to only 2. My biggest question would be what kind of hard drives? Because a 5 terabyte SSD hard drive you can't get for $99, which means you're dealing with a spinning platter, and you do not want a spinning platter for your hard drive. Especially if you're going SSDs in your main computer, it's going to feel like a dinosaur. Okay. Turn on all your cores on your CPU. I don't think that some people have that option to just turn on all their cores. All right, Donald Jackson. All I use is Tidal with the already made playlist with Serato. I prepped the playlist on my iPad. Okay. Hey, look. Any scoop on new gear coming out soon? I might have to make an edit for that. Okay. Will any of your NDAs expire this year? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that all NDAs just kind of always stay there. Once you're in an NDA, like that's it. Made a suggestion for Serato. The genre section, instead of typing in each time the genre, would be great to have a drop down and then the smart crate automatically. Yeah, it's Affluence. I saw your email. I just been swamped. I mean, it would be great if you could have a drop down and it knew, but I don't think Serato's going to go that granular. In all honesty, that's not really their style. A drop down to me sounds like something that Virtual DJ would do, not that what Serato would do. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Oh, a lot of people didn't sign the InMusic one. You know, to me, it didn't really matter. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, people like Nick Spinelli are getting really good numbers because they are leaking, because he is leaking stuff, and I can't be mad at him for that. I'm just on the other side. So anyway, more power to him. I'm watching his numbers just like shoot up, and I'm just like, that's what leaks do, man. Leaks. That's why he doesn't want to sign an NDA, because he's doing too well on the leaks. I get it. I completely understand. But then there's me. Oh, boring me. Just telling the truth all the time. Okay. No, 69. I know. I'm making a joke. I know. I knew you were Windows when you said just turn on all the cores. You didn't have to tell me Windows, because that's not something that a Mac user can do. Keith says, "Did you get your new wireless mic yet?" No, I did not. The funny thing is, in general, so I found, as we've been cleaning out our warehouse and everything, I actually found my old analog, which one is it? SLX. So until I buy a new microphone, because the problem was they just weren't in stock. Like, we were going to buy one in November, and they were all telling me like you'll get it in April. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So we haven't bought anything yet. I'm using my old SLX for the time being. Now, it's great, except for the fact that I have a problem in my receiver. I will get an occasional unnecessary pop, and that's annoying. So that's why I need to update it. And there's no consistency to when it happens. I can do 5 parties, absolutely fine. All of a sudden I get to one party and it's giving me these pops like it's like it's having trouble with the frequency, and then I will rescan and everything and it won't fix it. Then it'll be fine again. Anyway, it's stupid. Damn, they had non-competes for adjacent products. No, I mean, it's only, I mean, any, yeah, technically speaking, anything in InMusic, yeah, is technically, you can't talk about anything, even within NDA. Anything that InMusic sells. So that means Akai, Rain, anything and everything, all of it. And there's still levels to their NDAs that they still won't. Like, I was at their corporate headquarters, and there were things they were like, we can't show you this right now because this is for an artist and we can't. And it's just like, okay, but I have an NDA. It's like, you have this NDA. We need you to have this NDA. Anyway, where is a good place to start for in-ear monitors or headphones? Well, we're talking 2 different things. So, Moberry, either you want in-ear monitors or you want headphones. It's not one. It's one or the other. I'm a big fan of in-ear monitors. I think the best I'm not talking cost or anything like that. The best, like, fitting out the box headphones, in-ear monitors are the Shure SE535s. Those are the 3 armature ones. But there's definitely now they've gotten up. There's like 5 and 7. I mean, I think the Ultimate Ears has a 8 armature in-ear, which I don't even know how they do it because the in-ear is this damn big. So it's really weird to me that they're able to do that much in a in-ear. But I think the 535s are the best all around, most comfortable in-ear from Shure that are out there. Now I know there's some that people swear by on Amazon. I can't think of the name right now. If I remember it, I'll throw it out. But yeah, on Amazon that are supposed to be good, but supposedly they're only good if you go and get them fitted correctly. But that's the case for pretty much every in-ear. I've been using the Mackeys. I have the Shure 535s, which I use here because I stepped on one of my speakers and broke it. So I have to get a replacement. Once I get a replacement, I'm going to swap to the 535s for my in-ears for DJing, and then I'll bring the Mackeys. I think they're the Mackie 402s for in here when I'm talking to clients and stuff. The Mackeys are good. They're actually pretty affordable. But they're not for everybody. Like, I noticed that they have a 3 armature and a 4 armature, and the 3s, oh man, they just the 3s are just too big for my ears. So the 4s are better. So it just depends. Patrick says in-ears look cleaner. I have Sennheiser HT25s and I want to switch. Yeah, they are cleaner, but they are also more difficult to use as a DJ that talks to people. And Rico, that's probably the same headphones or in-ears that other people have referred me to. Anyway, but I don't know the name, so you throw it out there if you know the name. In-ears are great until you have to talk to people, because in-ears are designed to go in your canal, and once they're in there, you don't want to keep pulling them in and taking them out and putting them in, because then they start to hurt over time. So my biggest frustration about in-ears is not in-ears, it's people. It's people. So let's say you're DJing at a booth, right? And you got 2 sides. You got 2 sides to the booth. This side and that side. Anybody can come on either side and talk to you. Okay? I am a left ear headphone wearer. Headphone, in-ear, whatever. It's in my left ear. The monitor is always on my right side. That's how I DJ. That's how I get the cleanest separation. That's just the way it works for me. Why is it that every single person that wants to talk to me wants to talk to me on this side? Why is it that they come over here and now I have to do this and turn my head like a damn cartoon, or I got to take on my in-ear to hear what they're saying? Why do they do that? I don't understand. It has got to be one of the most frustrating things. Frustrating for me anyway. So they're saying CCA. There's another brand out there too that is also the same price. I just can't remember right now. It wasn't CCA though. Okay. Actually, where's my phone? Let's see here. Amazon. I think it was like MTX or something like that. In your headphones. It's not Ergo. It's not KZ. I thought it was something like MTX. Let's type in MTX and see what comes up. Oh, MT. Maybe it's no, that's not it. MX? Yeah, I don't know. But they all look good when you're on Amazon. They do look good. I'm gonna keep scrolling as I go, and if I find them, I'll let you guys know. But there's the CCAs. Yeah, they look $20. It's so cheap. I'm also convinced that a lot of these companies are literally the same company. Yeah, see, look, we got Shure SE 425s, which is their 2 armature one. That's $269. Let's see. Looks like they're on. 269 is good. Yep, can't find them. Okay. Either way, can't spend all my time looking at this. Feta in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Tip for in-ears. I saw a band do this. Use a mic for people to come up to you and speak into so you don't have to take your That's too much work. Because now that means you how are you going to use a mic? You're going to plug it into your controller? You know what I mean? So I think that's, when you're a band, you can have a dedicated channel just for them that doesn't come out because it's going in. Yeah, it's too much work. But cool. Because if they talk to you in the microphone, everybody else is gonna hear you. Deep down, we all know there will be new equipment coming out, so just hold on to your money. Just be careful when you start seeing all those sales on top controllers and mixers. Okay, so Jerome is absolutely correct. There's always new stuff coming out. This is what I will say to anybody out there. Buy what you need. If you're going to wait for something brand new forever, there's always going to be something brand new coming out. So just buy what you need. If you see a Rane 1 and you love the Rane 1, then buy the Rane 1. If you love the Rev 7, buy the Rev 7. There's always new stuff coming out. Always. So maybe if you're looking at buying a DDJ 1000, I'd probably wait on the 1000 because I know there's stuff that will always be on the horizon. So, things like that. But anything that came out in the last year or two, I think you're pretty safe, honestly. Just an opinion based upon stuff I know and stuff I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Okay. That's your beauty side. All right. Have I answered everybody's questions? I think I might have. I mixed this for you. Why is the GoPro 10 so difficult to stream with? I do not use the GoPro 10, so I don't have an answer for you. Especially the GoPro 10. This should be easier. We've been streaming since the GoPro 8 came out, so that's a little weird. They're supposed to make things easier, not harder. Patrick, when do you plan on dropping podcasts? Which social media platforms, days, and times? Jesus, man, that's a lot of questions. The podcast I plan on dropping. See, it's another thing. I plan on dropping the podcast sometime in the next. I think by February 1st, I will start the podcast. I think if it comes out earlier, it will be clips from shows like this that I've done. So then I'm gonna repost those clips and to kind of get the ball rolling and then go from there. So I think sooner than later. The In Music one would prohibit me from developing my tools as Mixmaster. Damn, I did not realize that. Okay, well that makes sense. DJ Good Life says, can you post live DJ mix shows on YouTube without getting blocked? Yes, you can. But there's a way to figure out, where you're getting blocked and how and why you're getting blocked. Post them put them in private mode. So just post them up in private. So you give YouTube a chance to scan it properly, and then that'll tell you. Now, you're not going to be able to monetize it, but you'll still be able to. Carlo does it all the time. Carlo has mixes all the time on YouTube. He doesn't get blocked, So just take a listen first in the when they scan it and go from there. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Pablo. Who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? Not me. Not me. I swear by Sony ZV-1 for streaming. Did you mean the GoPro for streaming direct? Okay, I'll let Mixmaster handle that. Okay. Nathan Jones, I want to carry less stuff and streamline my ceremony setup. Is it okay for me to get the DJI wireless mic and plug it into the back of a powered speaker? Nothing else. I've never tried that. I have a DJI mic. I have the setup. I've never tried to go direct right into a speaker before. So I can't tell you yes or no, because it definitely depends on the impedance. It depends on, how much power you need, if you're going to distort, all of these little things. If it doesn't require phantom power, but I don't know how it's going to be once plugged in. You can always just test it out, but I don't know. That's a little concerning for me. I would still have a wireless microphone sitting around, on a stand somewhere, but it's possible. I've been using the DJI mic for all of my recordings that don't use this, and it sounds really good. I haven't had a single issue with it. Plus, you can go direct and record right into the module. It's really a good mic system. Okay. All right, 1240. Fed about an SSD for Prime 4 only went for a 240 gig, and even that's probably too much. I think so. I think it can only see. Oh God, what did they say? I thought it was like 150, but maybe it's in the twos, because I know somebody was like, I'm gonna get a 500 gig, and they're like, you're not going to be able to use half of it. So maybe you're at the max. I'm not even sure, but I know it doesn't see everything. I'm hurting in the top speaker department and looking to step up to the next level speakers. What can I buy and not go wrong? This is a very tough question because it depends on your budget. It also depends on what people say. Like anybody with the QSC, the QSC, what is it? The KS18s? Oh, sorry. The 18s, not 18s, the 15s, sorry. No, they don't even see that. The QSC doesn't even make a 15. They make a 12. If you run the 12s, without your subs and you run the 12s at full range, do they sound good? Because that is my biggest fear for going with the 12s. Everybody always argues that the 12s are great when you have subs. That I can agree with. But if I can't use my subs and all of a sudden I have to use just my highs, I need it to still be, a good sound. Like the sound that's coming out of my SRX 15s. I know it's going to sound good with the sub or without. So my question is it, is it good or is it weak? Because that might deter me from buying the highs. I will buy the subs because I think the QSC subs are really good, but not necessarily the highs. And make sure, guys, when you throw out what people should buy or recommend, you make sure what context they need their speakers. Because there's a difference between getting some monitors for your studio and getting speakers for an outside party. So make sure you clarify. That's why I don't answer until I figure out what people are using it for. What are your thoughts on the Reloop RP7000 MK2s versus Technics? They both work. It's like they're all using the same schematics. They're all using the Technics setup. So if you get PLX 1000s, if you get, the Reloops, they're all still using the Technics design. So you're fine with any of them, in all honesty. I didn't prefer the Reloops just because they're higher than like the Technics and the PLXs. They're just a higher build, and that bothered me a little bit. So, I didn't do it. Okay. I have 8 terabyte hard drive. Jesus, you people are crazy. I wouldn't even want to put 8 terabytes of files on a drive because that failure rate is a nightmare. So I'd rather not even do that. There's the KS12212s. It's better than the K.210s or 8s. Yeah, definitely getting the 12s. I'm not even thinking about going below that. That'll never happen. I would never even think about going anything lower than the 12. Except one is 40 years old and tone armor replacements are now $300. Yeah, I get that. What are some good DMX moving RGB lights that won't break the bank? In all honesty, your bank is relative. So what's your budget? Because there's tons of lights out there. I mean, the one thing I will say is you probably don't get a moving head as a primary that's below 75 watts. Because anything below that, I think you're going to struggle a little bit just for, lighting the room. Yeah, so I still need to hear the 12. I need to hear the 12 by itself. That's the key, Keith. I need to hear the 12 by itself. However, there's several companies out there that are selling on Amazon. What is that? Rocksgate, Rocks something, Roxford or something like that. I've seen their lights in real life. They're fine. A lot of the knockoffs are just fine, but it just depends on your budget. Honestly, I have the QSVHRs and they are all right without a sub for my ears. At higher volumes, the bass falls off and a sub is needed. Yeah, so that might be the issue for me. That might be why I only buy the subs and just keep my SRX 15s. Maybe. Although that's also why I have a column array, so I can do those smaller parties with the column array. So we'll see. I'm still literally listening to everything and trying to figure out, what makes sense for me. I'm in a slight rush, but I'm in no rush. Like, we need to buy another system for the warehouse. That's the issue. So whatever system I get, I'm moving my subs over to our other SRX system for more. So that's really the issue. I only use 10s and 8s. Gotcha. It's okay. What do you think about using SoundSwitch? I use SoundSwitch every party. I think it's fine. Yeah, I got videos on it. SoundSwitch does the job. But then again, so does Light Rider, and so does the ADJ, WMX. Just depends on what you want to do, how detailed, how much you want to touch and feel the software. SoundSwitch is designed to kind of set it and forget it. The WM1 is designed to be a little more user involved, and then Light Rider is really good if you have only moving heads. So it just depends. QSC KW series tops is awesome to look into as well. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not the tops are a big deal to me, and it's going to take a lot of impressing me to go with the 12, just because I'm on a 15 right now, and my SRX 15 sounds good no matter if I have a sub or not. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get a WMX. I'm gonna reach out to either Zounds, my guys, or American DJ, and see if they can send me one. Because I'd like to test it and compare it to SoundCloud. SoundSwitch. I really would. I like your opinions, EV or JBL for F15 tops. Have not listened to EV tops. I mean, I have partially, like at conferences, but I would never give a recommendation based upon a conference. That stuff is, it's just not designed to be heard outside. The QSC subs are pretty killer, but I really love the Yorkville PSA ones for subs. Reaches lower than a lot of the cheaper 18s while having more punch. Okay, I get that. I haven't even seen a Yorkville anywhere in California. I'd have to go look. Every time I hear someone mention Light Rider, I hear Flash Gordon intro song. Light Rider's a great program. The problem with Light Rider is not Light Rider. The problem with Light Rider is the fact that you typically need an ADJ product. And I don't like ADJ's wireless DMX for their iPads. It's not consistent enough for me. Okay. Last couple of questions, because I do have to go. Have you ever run into SoundSwitch being corrupted after exporting? For some reason, I keep getting it being messed up when I bring it over to my Prime 4. Have not experienced that. The only time I run into problems is when I do something stupid and I export it to the Control 1. There's an option. I don't know why. So you can send it to your Control 1 and then I guess just control the lighting via the Control 1, supposedly, although I have yet. It's basically so you can take it anywhere with you and then you can connect it and then put it back in. Anyway, every time I accidentally export it to the Control 1, it does this weird thing where it like removes all of your venues and all of your settings. And I don't understand why. Like, I want to export it. Just copy it over. Don't change everything. So then I have to go and pull from one of my old backup files to make it happen. Always back up. Always back up. Always export your file out to your computer. That way you have a backup. Very important. Always back up. My QSC subs are still in the shop because the amplifier blew in them after 3 months. Do I call QSC because the warranty is taking too long to fix my speakers? Well, you can call QSC, but the reason why it's taking a long time is because they just don't have the parts. It's not. This is the one time that I won't blame actual manufacturers. They just don't have the parts, And if your amp blew, they probably don't have enough. So, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Yeah, I know it's a rebadge Wolf mix. I know, but I'm hearing a TV on. My wife and daughter, my daughter's homeschooled. They watch TV so loud. So loud. But it's never, when it's never loud when they're watching it. When I watch one of my action movies, it's too loud. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. I know it's dumb of me, but I need my stuff to be locally accessible. As good as RCF is, that's my biggest fear. My biggest fear. Breaks down. Oh, send it back over. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So we'll see. You might as well send me another speaker. Yeah, it can be bad. It can be, right now it's bad. It's just bad for everybody. And, we'll all get through it and we'll all become better for it. I know that at least through this year, I think by the second half of this year, we're going to be in a much better place. Much better place. Okay. We are getting close to the end now because I got work to do. And can't just sit on here talking to you guys all the time, even though I'd like to. See, this is the thing. I could have taken those 2 hours talking to you and edited a video and then had a video up. But I'd rather talk to you guys. At least you guys offer me motivation without forcing me to. My birthday is next week. What are you guys getting me? What are you guys getting me on my birthday? My birthday is next Wednesday. What are you getting me? Anyway. So I've had a wireless system on back order for months for customers. Back orders are bad right now. Yes, exactly. Okay. Last question. Cesar Dominguez says, beginner question, Serato versus Virtual DJ. Why does Virtual DJ get so much slack? Well, because of people like me. There is a ignorance when it comes to Virtual DJ. there is a bad rap when it comes to virtual DJ. Now, the reason why it gets a bad rap is because at one point in time, everybody that was stealing DJ software was always cracking it from virtual DJ, and then you get the virtual DJ and you look at it and it's like a Winamp skin. And then there's all these multiple skins and it does blah, 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 blah. It just made it seem cheesy and corny. Okay. However, virtual DJ is a very well built piece of software. Very well built. It's not for everybody. But for the people that love it, I understand why they love it. But there's for people like me that, they see it a little differently. And I just prefer other things. Serato is kind of known as the DJ, the turntablist standard. And when people get hitched to a application or to a Republican versus Democrat and all that stuff, when they hitch their wagons to it, that's what they are. They're Serato for life. Serato for life, and nothing else is better. Then it takes people like me that are able to test all the softwares. And again, I'm not special. Anybody could do what I did. Anybody can test every software out there. Just most people don't want to. So there's a lot of ignorance from people that think they know. I had ignorance also, when I did my first video. So now, after I've literally used pretty much every program except for Traktor, and no, I'm not going to use Traktor. Every program, the entire thing, I've used all of them. I can clearly say that there is not one program out there that is bad. Not one program. Rekordbox, very good. Serato, very good. Virtual DJ, very good. Algorithm DJ, very good. Traktor. I'm kidding. I haven't even used Traktor enough to even have an opinion. So it's just my running joke. But in general, I prefer Serato because that's what I started on. My second choice, well, obviously Rekordbox can't be my second choice because you need to be using a Rekordbox controller. Like at least with Virtual DJ and Algorithm, you can use pretty much all the controllers and still get what you need. And Serato, for whatever reason, I just have all of my controllers are Serato based, besides my one Rekordbox DDJ 1000. So in general, I can't use Rekordbox because of that fact. So that leaves me to Serato, Virtual DJ, and DJ. And I prefer Serato as 1, DJ as 2. And I'm leaning more towards DJ, at least until Serato gets their library management up to snuff. Seriously. Because the amount of streaming that I'm doing, the amount of files from my streaming that I want to have in my crates, it's becoming very frustrating to not have access to them. So for the time being, you may see me on DJ. Sorry, G. Got to do what I got to do. But yeah, I might head over to DJ. And the only reason why both DJ and Virtual DJ are good for people that use Serato is because they both see your Serato crates. So I don't have to do anything to use Virtual DJ or DJ. All I got to do is open it up and it's there. Everything's there. So it's like the best of both worlds, Mike Minister says, I have 1 minute. It says Engine OS. Engine OS is good, but I'm not really a single platform guy because look at what I do. I can't just be on Engine OS. I'm running around using gear all the time, and there's a slight problem with streaming with Engine. Slight, because they still can't get it to work in hotels because they have no way of like using the browser as its check-in. So there's a lot of stuff with Engine. I still think Engine is I still think it's one of the best. I think it's the best operating system of the year. That's another video I need to do. I do believe that it's the best, just from all the stuff that it does. So we shall see. All right. I know this party planner. No worries. Anybody having problems with adding crates to Serato and converting it to Engine, I will say take a look at Mixmaster G's programs, his applications, not his plugins, his applications. Tweak Music Tips in the building. How do you make streaming look so easy? I just pay a lot in cameras and equipment and signs. All right, guys, I am at the end of my rope here because I do have a conference call right now. So I got to make this call. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. You guys are amazing. And I will see everybody. Well, I got videos to do, so hopefully you'll see me on a video. If you don't see me on a video, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do on my birthday on Wednesday. I might do my Twitch stream on Wednesday after on my birthday, probably around noon. I'll do it after Tweak Music Tips. All right, y'all. We'll see you soon. Have a fantastic day. Talk to you later. Peace.